Hey everybody, my name is Fallout, and I've got a brand new guide for you. This one is on the new Stormcaller Warlock tree, the Attunement of Control, featuring the Chaos Reach Super. Shout out to my very good friend Kat for letting me play on her account. The Attunement of Control tree is very interesting, and if I had to sum it up in one brief phrase, here's what I would say: neutral game. It brings a very solid neutral game to the table, which we will examine now, starting with Ionic Trace. This is an ability that you will be getting a lot of use out of. Occasionally, when you get a kill, you'll see this on the ground. That is an Ionic Trace. It goes directly from the body of your victim to you. When it touches you, and yes, it has to touch you, you get back a small chunk of recharge time to all of your abilities. Just a little chunk, but let me tell you, it all adds up real quick. Even though it says kills have a chance at giving you an Ionic Trace, I noticed that way more often than not, the Ionic Trace pops out. And for the record, it doesn't have to be ability kills. Weapon kills work too. Now, technically, you can run away from or even completely avoid these traces if you try to, but why would you? I happen to think that it's a great ability for PvP because if you're a good slayer, you're constantly going to be getting your abilities recharged. And that means the more kills you get, the more grenades, the more rifts, and the more melees that are going to come back to you. And speaking of your melee, why don't we take a gander at Ball Lightning, the new Warlock melee ability. When your melee is fully charged, tap the melee button and you throw out a tiny little ball of lightning. It'll go wherever you aim, and if it happens to make contact with or go slightly near an enemy, it will connect for about 70 arc damage. Not a lot, but any damage in PvP is good damage, and if you know you're being pushed by an enemy, it's a great way to punish people who are too aggressive. Next up, we have Pulse Wave, and here's what I have to say about this perk. Not sexy. It's not flashy at all. Most times, you'll hardly even know that it's there. When you're critically wounded, the perk will activate, and you and any nearby enemies will receive a temporary speed boost. Being able to move quicker in PvP is literally always a good thing. You can run towards the action quicker, you can chase down enemies faster, you can get away from pursuing enemies quicker, yada yada yada. It is always better to move fast than to move slow in PvP. That being said, looking over the side-by-side footage of regular running and pulse wave running, I gotta say, not that big of a difference. I'm sure it actually does make a difference. I'm not trying to say that the perk is broken, but wow, yeah, really kind of wish that Pulse Wave made more of a noticeable difference in your movement speed. Looking at these clips repeatedly, I can hardly notice a difference at all. Finally, we come to the new Stormcaller super, and that is Chaos Reach. Activate your super and you will basically fire a Kamehameha. I guess it's technically a roaming super, sort of a combination roaming super and one and done. When firing your super, you can technically look around and aim where you're shooting it, and you can move around, but a tiny little bit, and it's over very quickly. It's really easy to carve through multiple guardians with this super, but the Achilles heel is how quickly it's over. Unless you have a couple enemy guardians all lined up in one location, odds are you are not going to very often get multi-kills with this super. Once the enemy knows that you're using it, all they have to do is just kind of run away from you. When they see that it's run out, then they can come out of hiding and fight you again. Treat it kind of like a Nova Bomb, I guess. If you have the ability to counter somebody out of their super, great. If you know a whole bunch of enemies are pushing you, great, use it. But that being said, again, don't expect too much from this super in PvP in terms of multi-kill ability. Oh, also, for the record, the text says that if you activate your super again, you can deactivate your super early and save energy. Yeah, that's not really a super fantastic ability. Here's the deal with that. Unless you deactivate the super almost immediately, you are going to get little to no super energy back. I'm being serious. That's for PvP or PvE. If you cancel like right away, you'll get a moderate chunk back on your bar. But if you're even past like 3/4 of the way through your super and you decide to deactivate, you are pretty much getting nothing back. If you activate it by accident, I guess, and you know for sure 100% that nobody is around, absolutely no one is going to be touched by your Kamehameha, then sure, shut it off, I guess? I don't know. Kind of seems like a strange ability to me. Considering how little you get back, I think your best option is to just let it burn all the way out. Keep your fingers crossed that some random jabroni will walk around the corner right into your god beam. And that that concludes my brief showcase of the Attunement of Control Warlock tree. Hope you found some of that information helpful. If you really like this skill tree, let me know down in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Do you think it's better than the other Warlock trees? Do you think it's better at PvE or PvP? Sound off, people. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so, please remember to click the subscribe button and help my channel grow. Very much appreciated by me. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. See you next time.